Hey guys, welcome. So it's the year 2025 and I have that itch to play Stardew again. And what patch 1.6 has been out for a while already, and that means that the mod community on Nexus mods have already probably stabilized and have a lot of their mods updated for that patch. So I'm very excited to start adding mods to my game, and I have made an Excel list of all the mods that I am adding to my game. And I'm going to assume you already know how to install mods for Stardew. I'm going to assume that you understand that SMAPI is the foundation upon all the other mods are resting upon, and things like content patcher. So I assume you know this, and I'm going to assume that you're just here to be like, hey, what are other mods that I may not have come across that should be added into my game for my next playthrough? So I'm there for you guys. So I'm going to open up my Excel sheet and get right to it. This is the Excel sheet mod that I made of all of stuff that I'm going to add. I've categorized them into quality of life, visuals, the things that impacts the visuals of the game, the NPCs, things that impact NPCs directly, and just content, things that truly add into the game and changes the game experience, so to speak. On the red side, you have general dependency mods. I don't worry about this because what I was trying to do here is that when you download mods, say you download, I don't know, Automate for example, there are going to be dependencies mods. In order for you to download Automate, you're going to have other mods that you need to download first for that mod to work. And those mods I just simply added to the left side just so I have an overview of what are all the dependencies mods and such. So we're not going to look there. I'm going to run straight to content mod right now, and we're going to go through everything one by one. So it's going to be a lot. I don't really have time to timestamp it in the video. Maybe I'll do it in the future, but for now I hope you guys can bear with me and do your search as you go with me. So the first start right off the bat, Deep Woods have been updated 15 December 2024. You can now get this game. If you have not heard about this game, I suggest you read it. And if you have heard about this game, you know it's time to be excited. So this is the first game that I have that I'm adding into the game. It adds a lot of depth to it. I'm going to passively scroll through it real quick. You can pause the video. That way you don't hear me talking so much. There you go. That's the first mod. It adds a lot of game content to it, so to speak. The next mod is Stardew Valley Expanded. I don't think it needs any introduction, but just in case, for those that wants to have a quick overview, here you can just pause the video. I'll just scroll through it. This is what it is. Just read the description. It tells you everything that you need to know about this story. Adds ton of new NPCs, ton of new things to it. There's just tons of content. I even made a small description list. You can actually see an idea. Deep Woods, procedurally generated. I'm actually going to zoom it in. Might be too small for you guys. Procedurally generated infinite forest with secrets to discover. Challenges, challenger, it's actually challenges and levels. Stardew Valley expanded, fan-made expansion, 28 new NPCs, 58 locations, more events, fish, and more. The next one is Stardew Valley Richside. It's the same thing, adds more NPCs, more location. It's the village called Richside, more shops, festivals, and quests. I'll click on it real quick so you guys know. This is what it's updated today, up to date. Maybe I won't scroll through everything. You just need the name of the front. You can see Richside Village. Last updated. The uploader are beautiful creatures, or beautiful modders that ensure that we have these wonderful mods. Skillful clothes has also been added. This adds skills and buffs to shirt, pants, and hats. So this is the one updated as well. Remember, you can just pause the video. I'll go real quick so that you don't really waste time. I've added shoplifter as well. Tired of playing high prices? This mod adds the ability to shoplift certain stores. So be careful if you get caught. There might be consequences. Next, we have Eastcarp. Eastcarp is the same as Stardew Valley Expanded and Richside. That adds more NPCs, locations, fish, orders, a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. It's just literally another stuff that you can add. I always have these three cities: Stardew Valley Expanded, Richside, and Eastcarp. They're just, I don't know, I cannot live without them now. They're part of my forever playthrough now. I've also added Festival of the Mundane. The shadows have their own Spirits E festival in the sewers. Come visit and check out. This one, however, seems to be for this side over here. I'm sure you'll find it if you look at the URL. But here it adds another event for the monsters in there. The next one is Adventures Guild Expanded for 1.6. Adventures Guild quest 30 plus events, romanceable NPCs, befriend monsters. So I'm going to click on it. I think this is a not from the original modder, but someone that updated it for the current patch because the original modder, I'm not sure. I don't remember, but maybe he didn't have the time for now. Probably in the description. Yeah, created by Live on Supert. I did not create this mod and do not claim to. I simply updated the mod to 1.6 and removed the GA and SAAT dependencies so that it works probably on Content Patcher. So it's been updated. So if you're looking forward for this mod, you can install it. Next one is Forest Amber. It adds amber crafts made from the tree sap, seeds, and artifacts. Have you ever stacked up so much on sap that you don't know what to do with it? Well, you can turn them for a good profit. This is what it kind of looks like. All the stuff you can craft, all the materials needed, all that surplus of sap that you don't know what to do with, you can turn them into money. The next one is Buttons Extra Books. Adds more books and powers that can be obtained from the bookseller and various other places. So it's like a skill book. You learn them, you get a little buff on random things. It's a really nice addition. More variety of skill books. Then you have more books. It's essentially the same thing as this one, just it adds 60 new books and powers. It's compatible with Buttons Extra Books. Does the same thing. More variety of books that can give you buff, new powers, things like that. Up to date, I recommend it. So we went fast through all of the content ones. You can look at it yourself if you want more in-depth details. What I'm really excited for is I'm not going to go on visuals and NPCs yet. I'm actually going to hover on quality of life because as you can see, I have way more on quality of life than I do on all the other categories. That's because I like to improve the game by all the little things. Obviously, you may disagree with me on what is considered quality of life and what is actually game changing, but I'm not here to have the debate for you. I'm just here to show you all the mods that there is, and hopefully there's mods that you'll be like, I want that mod. So the first one is More Rain. Lets you adjust the probability of rain and storms for each season. So if you're definitely the person that would like a little bit more of rain per month, so you can actually have time to do other things, this is the mod for you. The next one is Fishing Nets. Adds a fish net object which catches fish overnight. So it's more of an automate kind of mod that does things automatic for you, so you don't have to always go fishing. So if you're the kind of person that appreciates this kind of mod, here's one for you. Next one is Fishing Nets Automate. So that the mod Automate, we all know the mod Automate. It's kind of similar like Factorio. Everything's just produces, you put a chest next to a furnace, it's going to automatically grab all of the processed ores that's been turned into bars. It'll put them in the chest, and every ores you have in the chest, it'll give it to the furnace, and the furnace will start making bars. That's the kind of idea with Automate. It does work on fishing things as well. It works on a variety of things of good. So look into these mods. We'll get into that. First is Fish Nets Automate. You want that. I believe it's right here underneath the other mod, Fish Nets. So you can definitely get this. It's really good if you appreciate the Automate system. And then we have the next mod actually called Automate, the one that holds all of this together. So the modder did a pretty good job of having pictures to show you how all of this works and what you can do with it. I will not go in depth because that way you can save yourself some time. This is the picture. You can see the last updated. You can see the uploader. So go ahead, if you appreciate some Factorio kind of experience playthrough in Stardew, get that mod. The next one is Unbreakable Tackle, so that your tackles don't actually break. Of course, there's another mod that makes it so that your fishing bait do not ever run out, but I do think that's kind of overpowered, so I didn't include it. But I did include Unbreakable Tackle. So That way you don't have to, get a new one each and every single time. It's just yours. I think that's pretty reasonable. The next one is infinite zoom. Adjust the zoom level and UI level past the game limit. So if you're a person that feels like the game is too close, up close and personal, there is a plus and a minus right underneath your amount of money that you have. Maybe you can click and it'll zoom out the map or zoom in the map. So you can put it at whatever preference that is comfortable for your eyes. So this is the one for those who appreciate that mod. Next one is time speed. So if you feel like the game is going way too fast and you really want to adjust it so that the days last way longer, or maybe you actually want the days to last quite shorter, you can use this mod, go into the config file in the game and just adjust it. When you're indoors, outdoors, or in the mines, you can adjust all of it so that the time goes exactly at the rate that you want it. I personally have it at around 1.3. I feel like that's reasonable, not too fast and not too slow. But, for those appreciating that mod, here it is. The next one is take a break. When standing in place doing nothing, your HP and energy regenerate slowly or really fast if you want to adjust it in the config file. So for those that appreciate this, maybe you need that little extra energy to mine that last ore before you go home. Just stand still and you'll regain your energy over time. For those, you know that you can always adjust this in the config file if you want to increase it or lower it. But this is the mod for those that appreciate it. The next one is Stardew notification. Shows messages for different events that occur throughout the game. So it'll look something like this. When you sleep and you wake up, you'll have a notification on your bottom left screen that says, for example, your silos has 810 pieces of hay right now. Oh, the traveling merchant has arrived. It'll give you those pop-ups for those that may be too distracted, or you're overwhelmed with too many things to do. So it'll give you a few pointers like, hey, this is happening today, this is not happening today, things like that. So it gives you a little bit of an idea of, hey, what can you expect for today. The next one is Skull Cavern Elevator. So as you know, in the vanilla game, the Skull Cavern does not have an elevator. This mod does the exact opposite. It adds an elevator in Skull Cavern mines. So every fifth level there will be a elevator, just like in the main mine that you start off with. So obviously this is a very popular one. If you know it, not surprised. The next one is the pony weight loss system. Allows horses to pass vertically through single tile openings. We do have the issues that horses are too fat to fit in certain things. So here you can see how they made him thinner or her thinner, that you can actually walk through these kind of things. So if you appreciate this mod, get this. The next one is NPC map location. See NPC and players on the map with an optional mini map. So it'll look kind of like this. You can have the config file, the picture will look like that. So for those that appreciate it, very straightforward. Next one is faster transition. Every time you go to a new location, it won't fade out slowly. Then you have to wait for a bit and it fades back in. It'll actually get rid of that so that whenever you go to a new location, it's like almost instant. It's like a no loading screen, so to speak. So if you appreciate that, definitely get faster transition. Ensures that there is no fade in or out warp transition when moving to new location. Another one is look up anything. See live info about whatever under your cursor when you press F1. If you look at an NPC, if you look at an item that you have, you can just hover your cursor on it, press F1, and you'll see a list of information about this person. So you don't have to go to another tab, go to Google and search it on Wiki. You can just do it right here inside the game itself. You'll see the list of your I think this is your child. I think if you have children, you can look at info about your cow, the happiness rate, how much it sells for, about players, about frostbat. There's all kinds of things. It's basically an inbuilt wiki for your game. So if you appreciate that, get that. Next one is mod list number 15. Yet another harvest with a scythe mod. Yes, allows you to harvest all crops and forage using the scythe. It's very straightforward. So I definitely, I cannot live with this. It just makes it so that I can farm all of this. So I do not like picking things up by hand. I think it's faster if I have a bundle of things that I can harvest with one swoop, that I would have a site to do that. So it's very straightforward. The next one is forecaster text, TV, weather log, and calendar reminders. Start off every day, receive chat messages reminder for the weather, daily luck, and recipe. So it's kind of like the other mod, I would say. Which one is it? The Stardew notification. That gives you a list of things that are happening. And it looks something like this. When you start off the day and you wake up from your bed, you'll have notifications like this, like, oh, today's going to be sunny. It's probably going to rain in Ginger Island. It is going to rain in Ginger Island. This is the mood for today in terms of your luck. And hey, you can watch the TV today to learn a new recipe. So it'll be a nice notification to help you have an idea of what you can do in the day. So it's very straightforward. The next one is experience bars. Adds experience bars for your skills level to see how far you are from leveling. It'll look something like this in the config file. You'll have I think on the top left, it'll appear. I think you can press something like X, C, or N, or something like that, and you can toggle it on or off to look at the experience bar so far to give you an idea of how close you are to leveling up. The next one is event limiter. So, as you add more mods with more events, more NPCs being able to have in-depth cutscenes, and you get to know deeper fan-made lore about NPCs. Like we have the Penny expanded mod NPC. So you'll have a ton of cutscenes of different NPCs happening as you build up on more mods like that. So the event limiter is in a way to help you make sure it's not overwhelming. Like as soon as you walk into a new location, there's like 20 cutscenes. It'll limit it to the amount that you want. By default, it's 5 max per day. So it limits the amount of events seen in a day or in a row to increase story immersion. The mod looks something like this. You can write down the name. This is the uploader. I'll just leave it here. Just pause the video if you need to. So very handy if you are a story kind of person but don't want to just be reading and reading. You want to be playing as well. The next one is don't stop me now. Move while swinging weapons, tools, and aiming slingshots. You can actually move while you do that. It's very straightforward. If you appreciate this, get it. Usually when you do a swing sword or something, your character is standing still. This allows so that you can kind of move while you're doing it a little bit. The next one is convenient inventory. Adds convenient features such as quick stack to nearby chests and favorited items. This is what it looks like. Remember guys, go to description, read how all of this mod works, what you need to do. If you want to adjust in the config, the description will tell you everything. Another handy mod that I have all the time. The next one is Community Center Helper. Adds an in-game suggestions of where to find items when you hover over them in the bundle menu. So if I click on it, this is what the mod looks like. And this is what the screenshot looks like. You can hover on these items. It'll give you an idea where you can get them from. Eels, you can get it in the ocean around this time when it's raining, at spring, fall. So it'll help you so that you don't have to tap out, go to wiki on Google or something, and then tap back into the game. It's like inbuilt already. It helps a lot. The next one is Combine Machines. Again, for those that plays other games, I think Factorio does this. I'm not sure. I haven't played Factorio in a while. But it merges multiple copies of the same machine for efficiency. Maybe you're not the person that enjoys building 50 furnaces. What you can do is merge them together so that they become 4 furnaces in one. And what it does is increase its efficiency so that it produces things at a faster rate. So if you do enjoy this, and I think this works with Automate as well, you can get this mod. Very nice. I have that because I'm playing always a single player playthrough. And there's always a lot of things to do, so this kind of helps a lot. Next one is CGB, show item sell price. See the sell price of items in your inventory. Very handy if you got a new item. You just want to look how much you can sell it for, whether you should keep it or not. Have an idea. So this helps you see the prices of everything. Very straightforward, Remember, read the description. This is what it is. Get it if you want it. The next one is Chest Anywhere. This, for some, might be OP. For me personally, it's just helpful because when it comes to games like this, I tend to have a lot of ADHD and I lose track of a lot of things, and I hate having to go all the way back to get the item that I needed. So having a chest anywhere, you can put them next to the store, you can put them in the cave, you can put them at the ocean, so you can grab the stuff that you need and put them back. Access your chest, dresser, fridge, shipping bin, anywhere, and organize them your way. So if you're a person that needs that as well, get this mod. It'll help you a lot of quality of life personally. The next one is chest displays. Show a selected item from your chest. So if you have an idea, it'll look something like this. Each chest, the first item will start appearing. So you have an idea about, oh yeah, it was green, but which green? It was the green with the coffee beans or the green with the pack seed. So it'll help you with recognizing the chest that you need to open. So if you're that kind of person, get that. The next one is bigger backpack. Buy a bigger backpack at Pierce for only 50,000 gold. I think the slots is 48 slots. Yep, that's what it was. So, bigger backpack is always nicer. This may be redundant if you have chest anywhere, but you also don't want the hassle of constantly having to have a chest with you and opening up and closing it. You just want to stack your inventory and at the end of the day, just dump them in some random chest. So this, I still have this in combination with both mods. So chest anywhere and bigger backpack seems fine to me. I enjoy it. So if you enjoy it, get it. The next one is better ranching. Prevents failing, milking, shearing attempts, and adds indicator when pets can be interacted. So this kind of, again, it helps you kind of visualize when, especially if you're a person that does a lot of ranching with a lot of cows, you don't know which one you share. You have to kind of walk everywhere, every single one each time. This one helps you. It gives you a notification like, hey, you can milk this. Hey, you forgot to pet that one, so that you can find your cows better or find your pigs better. So if you appreciate it, get that one. The next one is Line Sprinkler Redux 1.6 compatible. What it does is it adds sprinklers with waters, which waters the same number of tiles but in a straight line. So you'll have the sprinkler that you would like the cheapest sprinkler would do 4 tiles, but in a cross section. This one makes it so that it stacks it up. So it'll be 4 tiles in one line. So that you can make those pretty crop lines kind of design. So if you do appreciate it, get it. Obviously, it'll look like this. So you won't have a sprinkler that does one here, two, three, and four. It'll just be on one side, 4 stacks. Obviously, if you get a better sprinkler, let's say a 24, then it'll be 24 in one line. So if you kind of appreciate those kind of sprinklers, get this mod. It's updated. You can have it now. It's amazing. The next one is ring overhaul. Combine rings and make them stronger. Maybe they're not in quality of life, but that's okay. We're not here to debate that. We're here to talk about new mods. Change the ring progression to how it always should have worked. Upgrade rings early on, then combine them into team stronger rings. You'll have like an iridium band. This is the config menu. Emits a constant light. Also increases your radius for collecting items. So basically, it combines the abilities. So if you have one that glows light and one that collects items from a radius, you can combine them so it does two things in one slot. So if you're the kind of person that appreciate these kind of hybrid crafts that combines all of these kind of buffs into one, then go for it. Then that way you can have more slots. We don't have more slots, but you can combine these items together so that those two slots you make the best of it with more buffs. That's so if you're the type that loves this kind of mod, get it. The next one is integrated Minecraft, a Minecraft expansion. Improves the Minecraft menu and adds new Minecraft for convenience. It looks like this. It'll have a minecart right next to your home. It'll have a list of everywhere you can go with the minecart. It'll add minecarts in convenient locations that you can always go to. So basically, it increases a bit of quality of life. You don't have to walk everywhere all the time. Obviously, if you don't mind doing that, then don't get this mod. But if you do appreciate that quick saving time to get to point A and B quicker in the early game, Well, it's not in the early game. I think you have to unlock something in the community center for the minecart to unlock. So in a way, it's not particularly early game, but you can get it reasonably fast. So if you're that person that appreciates this mod, get that one. The next one is Hidden Spring Farm Cave. Replaces the cave, adds crop space, minecart access, casking hot spring. So it's the cave where you unlock for the mushrooms or the bat fruit. But here, they're going to make it so that you also have a hot spring so that when you run out of energy, you can go to this hot spring and regain it. You don't have to walk all the way up to the mountains where the trains are to go to a hot spring so that you can gain your energy. You can do it right at your own cave. So it looks like this. There's a entrance behind this waterfall. You can just go there, and then you will come across this little where am I? Is this it? Yeah, this one. You'll come into this little hot spring that you can take a bath in and regain all of your energy. So I do recommend this. This works really well, especially with multiplayer. If you have several players, some players run out of all of their energy while other players are still doing their things, and then another guy needs to wait until you're done so that you can go to bed together so you can wake up with full energy. This makes it so that this person can just go to the hot spring, regain his energy, and continue on with his day. So it works really well with multiplayer. Another one is Craftable Mushroom Boxes by Foggy Wizard 1.6 update. Makes the vanilla boxes craftable and movable. The conditions for it is that it costs 40k gold and 3 hearts with Demetrius for the recipe. So that is the criteria. I think it's pretty reasonable. I think it makes sense. So if you're the person that wants mushroom boxes, it's updated and you can get it. Next one is destroyable bushes. Players can destroy every type of bush with an axe, regrows after 3 days by default. Of course, you can tweak this in the config file, but for those that appreciates a little more extra wood, you can adjust the config file to the desired amount of wood drop so that every time you come across a bush, you can chop it down and gain some wood out of it. Also, depending on the bush, some may be a bigger kind of bush which requires a better kind of axe to chop it down. So if you're the person that appreciates this kind of mod, get it. It's right here, it's updated, it's working. As far as I know, it works in my playthrough. The next one is Help Wanted Redux for 1.6. This mod enhances the daily quest board in front of the seed shop. So it looks like this. Oh, it's in Chinese, but it looks kind of like this. This mod enhances the daily quest board in front of the seed shop, replaces the single help wanted quest with a list of quest notes stuck to it. So there's a lot of small features. I think it's a small improvement in quality of life. Take a read on the description, see if you like it, see if it's for you, and get it. The next one is Various Coal Ores 1.6. Adds different variations of coal ores into the mine. So you have a little more means of getting coal. If you think that you are always running into the issue with coal and you don't want to grind it all the time, get it. The next one is Faster Path Speed. Increases movement speed on paths. So when you build things like a stone path or a wood path, you can even go in the config file and make it so that each certain type of path gives certain types of speed. You can adjust all of that so that when you're walking on them, you're going to walk faster. And if you have a horse, it'll go even faster. You can make it so that it works in your own farm only or also everywhere outside the farm so you can build your own kind of path. So if you're the person that really appreciates that, get that. The next one is UI Info Suite 2. I think this one is very popular. I don't think it needs an introduction, but it provides helpful information about things around you designed to help you be aware. It's just a lot of better quality of life. I recommend you go through the description here. I think everyone should have this. It helps a lot. The next one is self-serve for 1.6. Don't want to wait for shop owners? Buy it at their cash registers. Don't you hate it when you come to a person's shop and he's not there or she's not there because she's busy doing something else and you can't buy anything? Well, this mod makes it so that you can buy even though they're not there. So if you appreciate that, just get it. It's updated. It's working. The next one is Becoming Familiar. Prevents friendship decay when you are in the same area as an NPC. Very straightforward, self-explanatory, has a little bit more detail here. So if you want this so that it doesn't decay, get it. The next one is better friendship. Adds thought bubbles over villagers to indicate their favorite gift from your inventory. So sometimes you have something in your item and you forget, or maybe you didn't know, like, oh, this person actually likes butter, or is this goat cheese? I'm not sure. Well, it'll have an icon bubbling on them so that you can be like, hey, I have it on me. Let's give it to him right now or her right now. The only downside is that once you start playing the game, you're gonna have these bubbles popping everywhere. No matter where you go, there's just gonna be bubbles everywhere, and some might not like that. But if you don't mind it, and this is actually helpful for you, then just get it. Get this mod. It's updated. It's working. Another one is the return of immersive scarecrows. Lets you place scarecrows in between crops so that you don't need an entire tile just for scarecrows. It can integrate itself. So this is just, I think it's wonderful that we have this. That way you can design things much better in your farm. You can place them anywhere. They're not restricted by anything. So if you want this mod, get it. It's updated. It's working. The next one is Auto Tool Select. Now, I like this one a lot. This mod will automatically select right tool to interact with the objects in your hit location, especially when you're starting out your game and you want to clear out that entire forest. You don't have to constantly switch to your pickaxe to mine the stone, or your axe to chop the wood, or your scythe to cut the grass. It'll make it so that it recognizes what you need automatically. All you have to do is hover your cursor on it. You do have to hover your cursor on it, get close to it, click on it, and it'll automatically swap into the tool that's needed to be able to mine it, or cut it, or chop it. I think the button for this is F5, and then F5 to turn it back off. So if you appreciate this mod, get it. Read the description to see how it works. The next one is passable crops. There's going to be those kind of crops that you buy, especially those that are on a stick, that they grow on a stick and you can't really walk through it. You have to go around it. So if you build a whole row, you essentially build it a wall that you cannot go through. This makes it so that it's passable. So if you appreciate this mod, see, these are the kind of crops that you cannot walk through, and this mod makes it so that you can walk through them. So if you appreciate that, get it. The next one is ship anything. Sell anything using the shipping bin. There's some things that you cannot sell, but this makes it so that you can sell everything. So if you want to get rid of something, you have too much of this, especially this that you get from the museum, the big fat blue teddy bear. It worth a lot, but you can't really sell it. This makes it so that you can sell it for a nice chunk of money. So get this mod. I think it's really helpful. The next one is more carpenter materials. Adds extra building materials to Robin's shop for 1.6. Here's a list of the stuff that Robin will be able to sell you. So if you do appreciate these kind of goods, get this mod. The next one is expanded silos. Adds big and deluxe silo upgrades and allows you to paint the silos in the color that you want. So these are the silos that you can upgrade to. They will be able to hold more hay. So if you appreciate this mod, get it. Next one is tractor mod. I think this is a very popular one. Doesn't need an introduction, but buy a tractor to more efficiently work with crops, clear twigs, and rocks. This is kind of a mid to late game kind of tractor. It saves you a lot of time. I think the new mod map called Frontier Map from the Stardew Valley Expanded kind of has a pretty crazy extra place, so this tractor is gonna work wonders. But if you're a person that you don't want to grind having to clean up everything for a long time, maybe 1 hour is too long for you, get this mod. It'll make your life easier in the long run. Obviously you cannot get in the early game. It's a little bit too hard unless you use some cheat mod so that you can get yourself a tractor, but that would be too much, I think. Next one is automated mining drills. This may be overpowered, so navigate through this with caution. It unlocks resource mining drills as you level up your mining skills. It'll unlock them so you can build them. They're kind of like a Factorio, again, experience. When you reach a certain mining level, it'll unlock these drills, and each day it'll produce a certain amount. of iridium or quartz or copper ore or iron gold and these kind of things. And I'm sure this works well with the mod automate so that you can put a chest next to it and it'll grab everything so you don't have to do it every day yourself. So if you like this mod, if you want this mod, if you think that it's very nice, it's very convenient for you, get it for your playthrough. The next one is no fence decay. I think a lot of people appreciate this one. Fear no more. Your fences won't decay anymore. As you know, when you get through the winter and after the winter, your fences start deteriorating and you have to, again, make all of that new again. So this makes it so that there's no decay. It's very straightforward. You should get it. The next one is automatic gates or automated gates. I'm pronouncing it bad, but whatever. Opens and closes gates automatically. That's what matters. You don't have to constantly click open, walk through, click close. It does it automatically. Magic. So if you appreciate this mod, get it. I think you should. No need to constantly click. The next one is bigger fridges. It's you get bigger inventory fridges. It looks this big. You like it? You like what you see? Get it. The next one is precise furniture. So obviously when you place furniture, it don't really look quite right. This makes it so that you can move them that bit closer to the walls, that bit closer to wherever you want it. So let's see this tree's right here, but you want to put a chest here, but it's too close, so you can just click on this chest and move it as close as you can to the Christmas tree. Is there a better example? Like this fish tank, you can place it down and make it so that this fish tank goes more and more closer to the wall so that there's actually more space to do. So if you're the kind of person that appreciates this when it comes to decoration, get this mod. It'll make your life wonderful again, full of colors. The next one is old tea sapling sell price. So if you guys were the kind of players that would look on YouTube like the fastest way to make early game money, one of that example was to befriend Caroline, get the 2 stars, have the cutscene event, and she'll sell you her old tea or her old tea sapling recipe. And you could get the materials needed from foraging and cutting for fibers and stuff like that, and make tea saplings that'll sell for each 500 gold. As of patch 1.6, that is now considerably cheaper. So if you don't appreciate that kind of changes in patch 1.6, you want the original price back of 500 per tea sapling, you can get this mod and it works. So that way it'll return the price to how it was before patch 1.6, 500 gold per tea sapling. So you can still rely on your early game money making like this. So if you appreciate that mod, get it. The next one is carry chests. Allows you to pick up place chests that already has items in them. So if you're kind of looking for a way to decorate or organize your inventory system, but there's so much items in your chest, you don't want to unload everything, pick the chest, put it somewhere, and then unload everything back in. You just want to pick it up and just put it somewhere with the items already in it. Saves you time. So if you appreciate that mod, get it. The next one is tree organizer. Allows you to organize the trees on your farm without having to chop them down. Beautiful tree, would be a shame if you had to chop it down all because it grew in a spot you didn't like it, huh? Good thing there's a mod to make sure that doesn't happen. You can just move these trees to where you want to put it and organize it so that your farm looks pretty. If you appreciate this mod, get it. So this is all of the mods on quality of life. We're gonna move now to visuals. So what visuals does is what it says. It just changes the way things looks in the game. It doesn't add anything like a game changer. It just adds so that it looks prettier. That's basically the kind of idea I'm going with this category. And the first one, it's Kids Treehouse. It does absolutely nothing except in front of the community center, there's this tree, and when you walk up to it, it makes it so that there's a treehouse, and it makes it so that it looks like kids were playing in this treehouse, a treehouse made for the kids, and they can have fun together here. You don't actually see kids using it, as far as I know. It just makes the place a little bit more colorful, more lively. So if you appreciate that kind of visual, get it. The next one is visible fish. See catchable fish in the water. In a way, this is quality of life, but I'm just going to put it on the visuals just because, it makes the game look more lively. So if I click on it, this is what it looks like. You can actually see fish in the water, what kind of fish they are. Kind of, have an idea of, oh, I didn't fish this fish. It's an octopus. Let me fish here. Oh, a starfish? They have starfish here. Let me fish here. Things like that. It gives you a bit of an overview about what fishes are in the water. So if you do appreciate it, get it. The next one is wild animals. Add some wild animals to the game. You cannot interact with these animals. You cannot kill these animals. You cannot kidnap them and put them in the farm for some ducks or something. It's just there for visuals to make the game more lively, feel more alive, more full of life. So if you want this mod, get it. The next one is updated, no more bow legs. A mod to remove the gap between the legs of some characters. If that bothers you a lot, oh wow, this is really small, I cannot see. But if that bothers you a lot, get it so that it bothers you no more. Next one is dynamic reflections. Framework which enables mirror and water reflections within Stardew Valley. It looks like this. You walk up to water and you can see your own reflections, and if you like it, if it makes your game look pretty, get it. The next one is dynamic nighttime. Gives the valley a more dynamic daylight cycle so that it slowly turns into dawn or slowly turns into night. If you played games like 7 Days to Die, where it just, after a certain amount of time, it just suddenly changes the color completely. This kind of fades into that a little bit more so that there's a more subtleness to the cycle. So if you kind of want that to make it look nicer, go for it. The next one is Animal Crossing Dig Spot, unofficial 1.6 update. Replaces the Worms Dig Spot with the Dig Spot from Animal Crossing. So if this bothers you, if you don't want to see worms sticking out, you just want something like this so that, I don't know, you don't feel bothered so you can sleep at night, get it. It works. The next one is vanilla tweaks. There's a bunch of vanilla tweaks. I feel like it just changes the way things looks, and I feel like they're nicer. So the first one is Vanilla Tweaks Farming Edition. It makes so that all the crops items looks just a little bit more nicer. So if you like how this looks, definitely get it. If you like how it looks, get it. It does nothing except changing a little way of how it looks. So it looks a little bit better. So if this is to your liking, get it. The next one is Vanilla Tweaks Producer Edition. This is what are all of the stuff like food is going to look like. It'll make it so that it looks a little bit more better. But obviously if this is ugly to you, then you don't need this mod. You don't have to have it. It's just for visuals. The next one is Vanilla Tweaks Interface Edition. Again, things on the interface looks a little bit more different. So if you want this, the books as well, if you like how it looks, simply get it. The next one is Vanilla Tweaks Caves Edition. Makes so that everything that you get from caves, like minerals and stuff like that, and artifacts, looks just a little bit more different, like the maps. I feel like the maps are the most noticeable. So if you like how it's designed and you want it for your game, get it. The next one is Simple Foliage. Unofficial update for 1.6, adding new trees and brushes. So it'll look like this. On the left side, on the right side are all of the trees that's been changed so that they actually look and feel different. Like when you see a pine tree, it actually looks different from the other tree so that you don't confuse them. So if you like how they look, get it. The next one is AT chest decorations. Turning chests into barrel, crates, rack, etc. using alternative textures. Self-explanatory. Instead of a chest, it'll look something like this so that you can decorate, make it look nicer, make it look more, I don't know, more like this so that it fits with the theme that you're trying to decorate your home or your farm with. So if you like it that way, that your chest will turn and look like this, get it. The next one is More Grass. Framework that lets you add custom grass sprites, location and season dependent. So it says what it says, it adds more grass. If you feel like the wild, the forest, the nature, is very dry. There's no grass. It's just, vacant. This makes it so that there's more grass. Next one is faithful weapons. Retexture of all the obtainable weapons in the game in an RPG inspired style. This is what the weapons are going to look like. It tweaks it a little bit so that it looks a little bit different, a little bit better visually. So if you do enjoy how this looks, this is probably a perfect picture example. If you like how these weapons look, the retexture, and you want it in your game, get it. The next one is Farm Animal Facelift. Smoother sprites plus dozens of breed color options for farm animals makes it so that the animals look a bit better. So if you don't like how those animals look in the vanilla game and you want it to turn a little bit, I don't know, more like this, you like how this design is from these animals, get it. Obviously, they have 2 packs, I believe. If you want it so that every time you buy one of these animals, there's a chance that it'll have a different color and not the same color, you should probably get the skin one instead of this one. But remember, read the description. It'll tell you everything you need to know. The next one is Golden Hour Window Light. Replaces the vanilla window light into different aesthetic window light styles. So if you like how the light looks, this is what it looks like with the mod. If you like it like this, that the light actually feels like it's coming, I don't know, like this kind of effect. If this is to your liking, to your taste, then get it. The next one is Custom NPC Paintings. Allows you to easily create paintings of NPCs, including the farmer with custom background. So, if you married your beautiful Haley or Penny or whatever, you can make these custom pictures and decorate your home with it. So that it actually feels like a family place. Like you're actually married, like there's memories being made. So this mod is for you, get it. Another one is HXW Ripley's Country Kitchen. Replace your existing farmhouse kitchen or build your own. I have no idea what I wrote here, but dream kitchen. It kind of looks like this. This is like the intro to it. This is what the kitchens are going to look like. So kind of log into your game, look at the kitchen, what it looks like right now. If you don't like it, or look at a vanilla picture on Google Images. If you like this design better for your kitchens, get this mod. Next one is Penny UI Fall. Does nothing except for when you load up the game, your login window, so to speak, at the start of your game, it gives it a little fall season vibe with some Penny twist to it. So it changes UI to red with yellow vines, fall themed, featuring Penny. It looks like this. When you load up your game, you're gonna have it look like this. And not only this, but in your game, like the window chats are a little bit more tweaked for fall. Obviously, I believe when it's winter, it's still gonna look like fall with the chat system like this. But if you like how it looks, you should definitely get it. As you see all of these little fall vines here. So, you like it, you get it. Next one is bathroom after house upgrade. You get a bathroom. Like haven't you ever wondered how Robin just upgrades you the house, but there's never a bathroom? Well, fear no more. You will never be stinky again. You can shower here. And I believe the bath actually works. Is there a picture of someone going in there? I don't know if there's a picture of someone actually going in. I believe you can actually go in here. So which makes the mod of the cave system where there's a hot spring kind of redundant. But you can have both. So there's options. People like options. So if you like options and have more of these, get them. So in a way, it's not just visuals. I think it actually does add an effect to the game. But hey, we're not here to debate that. We're just here to give you more mods ideas. Next one is Ellis Seasonal Buildings. Content Patcher Pack for seasonal replacement for all the buildings on your farm. It makes it so that your buildings look nicer. That you can make them look nicer. Oh, I think this was an animation. Yeah. You can see all the possibilities that you can style your house with. So if you like this theme, if this is something for you, get it. Are we on to the last one? I think this is our last one. Yeah. We finished up with visual that I have so far, that I've used in my game. The next one is NPCs. So things that will affect NPCs. And we're going to start off with True Love Valley, a romance dialogue expansion pack. That's what it says. True Love Valley is a romance dialogue expansion pack for content patcher. Find romance and affection with your true love in the valley. Adds a lot of some of the characters are completely completed with their dialogue, and others are still a work in progress. But it adds like an average 250 new lines of dialogue for each of the 12 marriage candidates in Stardew Valley. So there's more to unlock. I'm not going to click all of this chat. Maybe you don't want to be spoiled, but it adds more depth to these characters. So if you want this, get it. The next one is Pets Enhanced, a pet mechanic overhaul. It's on hiatus, I see here. Make pets able to learn tricks, improved AI. If I click on it, it's 9 December 2024, so it looks pretty updated to me. Enhances the pet experience, making pets able to learn tricks as well as improving their AI. New additions, pets can enter pet houses now. New mechanics for pets. Make simple the process of putting and taking off hats on pets. You can give treats to pets. So read the description, has everything for it. If this is something for you, get it. The next one is part of the community. Allows the player to gain friendship points passively as well as actively in other ways. So here are all the examples in how that actually plays out. You can pause the video and read it. But if this is something for you, get it. The next one is the farmer's children. Now, this one is really good, but I've read through both the farmer's children and the immersive and the modder that made immersive family and unique children talk, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, he recommended, because you cannot mix these two together because you'll have some issues. He recommended as you start your playthrough, you should get his first, Immersive Family and Unique Children Talk, or Immersive Unique Children Talk. You get this pack for him, play it, finish it, and when you're done with it, then you can uninstall it and get the Farmer's Children. This is like a sequel when your children are grown up and does other things. Because if you have them together, it's gonna cause some issue. I'm not sure. We're gonna click each link so that you can read it for your own later. So we'll get there. Let's first start with the farmer's children, little NPCs. Adds your children into the game, makes so that you know they're grown up. They're not just grown up, but they actually go out of your farm, interact with others, and do stuff. This is an example animation. There's chat dialogues, talks to other people, talks with others. Even in the events as well, your children's will be there. So this mod makes it so that you can do that. This mod here says that some mod works and some others does not. Let me see. This one says that the farmer's children and immersive family are compatible, and then the farmer's children and unique children talk are kind of compatible. So there's an issue here. You will notice as you read it. But if this is a mod for you, get it. But before you get this mod, I think you should look into Immersive Family first. This is from Sayo Liwin. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. But this is a similar way, Immersive Family. 35 new events, more additional NPC dialogue centered around your children, featuring crossover contents from Stardew Valley Expanded, Richside Village, and Eastcarp, and many more. This is what your children's are. There's cutscenes with them as well. Interaction with other NPCs. Let's see if they talk something about the what was the other mod? The farmer's children. Does this modder talk something about them? What about in the post? Oh, I see. Look at this one. I've seen this question pop up a lot. Immersive family or farmer's children or both? So immersive family is the one he made, or farmer's children, which is made by another modder, Skidov, or both. Which one should it be? I've seen this question pop up a lot, despite it being addressed in the frequently asked questions on the description page. So let me clarify here. If your main goal is to have your kids leave the house as soon as possible, and follow a schedule like regular NPCs, then go to Farmer's Children. It's this one, Farmer's Children made by Skidoff. If you've already installed Farmer's Children and your kids are now NPCs, it won't work with Immersive Family. That's his mod right now. However, if you're aiming for a more immersive gameplay experience for a full storyline from when they are still babies to the point of growing up kids, how about considering this? Start with Immersive Family and Immersive Unique Children Talk, which is this mod. It's Immersive Family, you need Unique Children Talk, and after Unique Children Talk, you also need to get Immersive Unique Children Talk. So these three mods he's talking about right now. He mentions two, but you cannot have this without having this. So it's kind of three of them. So start with Immersive Family, that's his mod, and Immersive Unique Children Talk, that's his mod too. First, with these, you'll consistently get new events and new children's dialogue for around 2 to 3 in-game years. Once you've exhausted all events from Immersive Family, then go ahead and add the Farmer's Children mod to turn them into real NPCs. Note this is also applicable to all Little NPCs content pack mod, such as Growing Valley. Oh, I actually don't have that mod, but let's not get distracted. You can click on it later. So this is what he recommends you, and this is with the pathway that I'm following because I want the full experience. So I'm going to exhaust all of his mods, and when I'm done after 3 in-game years, I will switch over and include. You don't have to take these out. You can just include the Farmer's Children. Just add it to your mod folder afterwards. So as you can see, um, it says pair with. So mod 5 you pair with 6, 7, 8. You kind of need 8 as well for the portrait. So the guy's mod is kind of 4 in one pack. But yeah, the Farmer's Children get it after 2, 3 in-game years after you've exhausted these mod packs. So we've clicked that one. Now we're going to Unique Children Talk. This is another mod that he made that goes well. Dialogues for children, that's about it. That's more dialogues for children. Just drop it into your mod folder. And the next one is Immersive Unique Children Talk. It's like a sequel, adds even more expansion content that builds upon the previous. So you need the original one, the Unique Children Talk, and then the Immersive Unique Children Talk. So just drop them into your mod folder. He even has recommendations of what to pair it with. It says with Unique Children here. So I recommend you pairing this up. The next one is Immersive Children Portraits and Sprites. This makes it so that, in the dialogue, you will actually have pictures of your kiddos. I'm not sure how this works if you were to have another mod that does another kind of portrait with your kids. I don't know if that's going to mess this one up or how you need to combine them so that they work. I'm not sure. But, I'm sticking with this one. Keep it nice and simple. So I recommend you doing this one. The next one is Polyamory Suite, multiple marriages. So if you want to explore all of the romanceable playthroughs for each characters without the fear of having to start over or risking dating all of them just to get dumped by them in a certain cutscene event or something like that, get this mod so that you are able to explore all the romance options with every character. Again, read the description. It'll tell you how all of that works. The next one is Little Red Schoolhouse, Russell Elementary School for Pelican Town. Pelican Town now has a school that kids can go to and have an education and a chance of life. There's two mods for this. You can have the first mod, which is the Little Red Schoolhouse, which makes it so that the building will originally be broken down, and as you progress through the game, you will unlock the help board, which is different from the one stuck on the Pier store. It's a board that you built together with Mayor Lewis and someone else, and on that board, every day there's a chance, or every week there's a chance that on the help board it'll ask if someone can help rebuild the school. So once you see that, you can accept it, give it the materials required, and the school will be built and the children will start going to school. If you don't want that, if you want the lazy version, you can download the Little Red Schoolhouse lazy version. Makes it so that you instantly already have the house right off the bat and kids are already going to school. I think the broken down is better. It fits well, especially with the broken down community center and all of that. So get this mod, helps a lot. It looks just wonderful, goes well. The next one is Luna Astray in Stardew Valley. It's a new NPC. Um, I believe it's updated as well, 2024. It's pretty good updated. So it adds a new NPC. If you want to explore her story, add her into your mod folder, and you can learn about who this NPC is and what's her story. The next one is canon-friendly dialogue expansion. Adds about 4,200 new lines of dialogues across all 34 characters who have a heart level. It just adds way more story to these characters, way more chat dialogues. You can read it for more in depth, but if this is your content, if you want the characters to feel more personal, more in depth, get this mod, add it. The next one is Aspen. Again, it's a new custom dateable NPC. This mod adds in a totally new dateable NPC named Aspen, new location, events, and more. She looks like this. So if you want to explore her story, I definitely recommend you getting this mod and adding it. It works. Next one is Paisley's Bridal Boutique. Provides a temporary boutique for players to purchase formal attire. So this is more of if you're the type that likes nice looking clothes to wear, especially, if you're going to marry someone, you just want something to look nice so that you're ready for the cutscene. You can get this. It'll make it so that there's a NPC that comes every certain days, every week, once every week, and you can go to this NPC and buy clothes. It'll appear at the Pelican Center Square. I'm not sure what you call this, but here, where the Pier store is, and you can interact with it and buy stuff from this NPC, even a mermaid's pendant. Yes, and these are the kind of clothes that looks like that you can get. So if this is for you, get it. Next one is the Yosep's Seed Shop. Again, from the same modder, temporary seed shop for players to purchase. So instead of clothes, it's going to sell you a lot of these kind of goods. At the same location again. So if this is something for you, get this mod pack. The next one is Louvière Fromagerie mod pack. Adds temporary shop for players to purchase French Western products. And these products look kind of like... Where is it? This is the kind of shop it looks like. I'm sure there's more, or maybe there's not, but this is the kind of thing it looks like. So if you are into this, get this mod pack. The next one is Please Remember My Marriage. This mod adds dialogue lines to NPCs after you get married. So they don't forget that, hey, you married at some point, so why is no one talking about it anymore? So if you want NPCs to, acknowledge that you're married, remember that day when you married Penny. No, they're gonna talk about it at some point. So if you want this, add it to your mod pack. Next one is Penny Expanded. Yes, I'm sorry guys. I'm very boring. I'm into Penny. I think those that are not into Penny are the boring ones. I'll fight you on this hill. Nah, jokes aside. Yes, for those that appreciate Penny, there'll be a ton of more dialogues and things you can learn about these NPCs with this mod expansion for it. So, and it's updated for 1.6 and it's Stardew Valley expanded compatible. So get this mod. It's recently been updated this year, 21st January. So for those Penny lovers, this is great news. Next one is events expansion. Adds new hard events for the villagers. Currently, there are 24 new hard events. So basically increases again more of these kind of events with the NPCs so that you have a more meaningful interaction with these characters. So if you're into that, get it. The next one is immersive spas for 1.6. Spas have their own schedule and don't just stand at house all the day long. If you're tired of waking up every day and your spouse is either reading a book or constantly standing at the kitchen doing nothing, this makes so that they actually feel like they have their own life routines as well as an individual. So if you appreciate this mod pack, get it. The next one is mobile phone continued. We can't outrun them phones. It's part of our generation now. It's 2025. Everyone's using a phone. Stardew Valley doesn't get to escape from this reality. It gives you a phone that lets you call and receive call for NPCs or replay old events. If I'm not mistaken, Instead of going all the way to that NPC to talk, you can just call them and have a conversation. And I think that'll add like a minor points to the interaction into your. It'll add some minor relationship points when you have a chat with them through the phone. I think that works too. But you kind of have a phone. You can just answer when they call you. Yes, they will call you as well to have a chat, or you can decline it. There's no new dialogues in the chats. It's basically the same chat dialogues that you would have when you go to them personally to talk. You can ask them where they are. You can, as it says, you can revisit old hard events with them through the phone. So if you appreciate this one, get it. The next one is date night redux. Go on dates after marriage with your spouse. You know, it's important to keep that romance alive. You don't stop dating your spouse. You continue learning them even after learning about them and more about them even after marriage. You know, it's a commitment. You put effort. So if you enjoy this where the love does not fade after marriage and there's always these meaningful interactions, get this mod. And it's been Redux updated for the current patch. So it's great news. The next one is unique gift dialogue expanded. Again, adds 180 plus lines of dialogues related to gifting. Towns, NPCs, when you give them specific items that fits with their characters that they love, there'll actually be a unique interaction dialogue about that item that you gifted them. So if you like this mod, get it. The next one is go to bed. Makes it so that when you go to bed, you and your spouse will go to bed at the same time. So if that bothers you, you can just, get this mod so that it does not bother you anymore, so you can sleep soundly at night. The next one is slightly cuter Penny portrait. Again, I'm sorry guys. I like Penny a lot. Its character, I like it. I'm sorry if you dislike her, but this makes it so that her portrait looks a little bit better. This is what it looks like. So if you appreciate that portrait, if you want that included, you can add this. This portrait was made to complement the other mod, which is seasonal poltergeister seasonal outfit, slightly cuter aesthetic. So this is another mod that you need to get. I'm sure it's included in the Excel, but you need this because this mod does the exact same thing as that one. The only difference is that it changes how Penny looks like slightly. Oh wait, now that I said that, you don't actually need this mod because this mod does exactly what this mod does. The only thing it changes is the penny portraits. That's it. So it's basically this overrides the other mod, just so that Penny can look like that. But everything else from the other mods that he did, besides Penny, will stay the same. So I recommend you getting this. Oh, it's right here. Seasonal outfit, slightly curated aesthetic. This is the one that this one is built upon. So if you want mod 26 so that Penny looks a bit nicer, then you don't need mod 27. But if you don't want that, you just want the original Penny portrait because you don't really care much, then you can just, get this, the slightly cuter aesthetics. This overhauls all the character sprites and portraits for slightly cuter aesthetic. It changes so that they look a bit better and gives them a more, seasonal aesthetic. Again, if you can get all of this, you can get all of this with the mod slightly cuter Penny portrait, because the only thing this mod does, the only thing it does is changes a little bit on how Penny looks like on her portrait, but everything else stays the same. So if you do want a better Penny and everything else is the same, then get the slightly cuter Penny portrait. If you don't want Penny to look a little bit better, you don't care, you can just get this one instead. So choose which one you want. I like Penny, so I get this. The next one is spouse and roommate buffs. Makes it so that it adds a small buff related to your spouse or roommate. Description, I think this is nice. Let me see. Vanilla character spoilers. I mean, you have to know what it does. So if you're married with Abigail, it gives you like an attack bonus. If you're married with Penny, it gives you like a luck bonus. So there's like a pros and cons when you date a certain character, and it gives you a small buff. So if you're into that, then get that. So we've went through all of the mod list. It's been about 1 hour and like 10 minutes or something. I'm not gonna go through the mods on the red side because these are just dependency mods. So that if so, this is just something I have on the side. These are all the mods that I have added for my playthrough. So let me know if you guys are gonna add any of these mods or if this is a good video. I tried to went as quick as I could. I'm not good at video editing, so I didn't make it as nicely digestible. I'm sorry if I talked a lot, but I hope this gave you some nice ideas on what mods you can add for your playthrough. If you do want this Excel sheet, I can try and see how I can upload it so that you guys can have it. It has hyperlink. You just click on it, and I also made it so that when you click a plus, you can see Polyarmory Suite mod and all of its dependencies that you need for it to work. So if you guys want this Excel, I can send it, I guess. But let me know if you guys appreciate it. Send a thumbs or something, or leave something in the comment section. And I hope you guys have a wonderful Stardew Valley 2025 playthrough and many, many hours that you can time sink into this. Don't rush it, guys, and try not to get overpowered mods that you think will ruin the experience. What I try to do with this mod pack is to incentivize all the good things that you can do in the mid to late game so that in the early game, yes, I will struggle a little bit. I'll have to grind quite a bit to get to that point. But once I do, I'll reap all the rewards, the fruits of my labor. Because, oh, I get to build the drilling mod. I get to use Automate on that drilling mod. I get to get the tractor. I get all of these things that are mid to late game. So it'll pay dividends. You'll feel good once you reach there. So it'll incentivize me to suffer in the early and then reap the rewards later on. If I actually get the mod like SageB item spawner, which is basically the cheat code mod so that you can spawn infinite amount of money or items, it would actually ruin the experience, I think. So I did not include it in this list. I included these kind of mods, and I hope this will help you guys. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a good playthrough.